Hello, welcome to the new series of Horticulture How To. This is the second video. Today I just want to let you all know about a way to make a really cheap homemade grow light system. You can see these online all the time. You can spend anywhere from $500 to $1,000 really easily just getting a system that's pre-made, but you can make your own pretty cheap in comparison, and you can grow really great plants that way. I'm just going to talk about this system a little bit today, and then in the future videos we'll talk about how to actually start seeds with this with some grow lights, which will actually give you better plants than just trying to grow them in a windowsill, because most of us don't have enough sun to really get good transplants. So first off, all you need is just a cheap shop light. Any kind will do. You can see here I've got this one up here. There's a couple more types. There's a little black one here, which I kind of like this one the best. There's just a really cheap one back here. I think it's like $5 10 years ago that you can still use those. But you can plant or put as many as you want on these. These all hold 2 lights, as you can see here by the inside of them. I like the fenders on some of these sometimes because it directs the sun or the light down towards the plants. And then you just fill them with these plant and aquarium tubes, fluorescent tubes here. This is a plant and aquarium. I think this came from one of the big box stores that you all know about. There's several of them around, but you can get those pretty easy locally. They're a little more expensive if you buy them locally than if you order them. We'll talk about what this system costs. I just sat down and looked online. The cheapest place to order the supplies were online, and were from a place that all of us get boxes from pretty regularly, especially since COVID started. You know that place that I'm talking about. Couple things you want. You need this shelf here. You can get any kind of shelf you want, but I really like this kind. These are storage shelves that you can get at some of the big box stores as well, or you can order them. This one's a little bit overkill. I have a smaller, shorter version in my closet over by my office, but I wanted to bring this one out. This came out of our storage room over there in the next few rooms over. I just cleared it off to bring it in because I wanted something that was on wheels that I could use, and we could wheel it in and wheel it out whenever we want to do a video. But this one is on wheels, which makes it really great. I like that system because even if you've got it in a part of the house and you need to move it when your plants are on it, all you got to do is just unplug it and wheel it to a different spot, and you can get it out of the way if you're having company or something like that. But you can just see this got multiple shelves on it. You don't need one that's 72 or 84 inches, whatever this one is, tall. But the more shelves you got, the more lights you can put on it, and the more levels of plants you can grow. It's also still storage for other things like your potting soil and your pots and those kinds of things that you may need to use later on. But this is really nice because you can also, when you put this together, you can move these shelves up and down. So if you know you want bigger plants on the bottom, you can raise the distance up between those shelves so you can put bigger plants under it. For this, what we're going to be doing here in the next few weeks are going to be peppers, eggplant, and tomatoes, which is generally what I always start myself because I like to get the varieties that I want, not the ones that maybe that you get at the nurseries and things. I usually grow a wide variety of tomatoes, maybe 20 varieties or so, and I just can't really get that usually locally. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy locally. If you can't grow good transplants, you definitely should buy them from the nursery because they do good transplants every year. A few little things, other things you may need with your lights here. This is a heat mat, which is probably overkill for most people, but this one is full length. It runs the entire distance of the lights, which is 4 feet. A little bit over 4, I think is what it is. But this one's about $100, but you can get, looked online today, you can get a 1 flat mat, which may be enough for a lot of people, which is just enough for one 48 pack tray to set on, for like $15 now. So I like this one because I can put multiple flats on it at one time, but you know what, if you don't need that much, there's no reason for you to get that. Also, these usually, if you buy them like this, you can plug them up. They'll hold their temperature between 85 and 70. Usually they're going to hold it there by themselves without a thermostat. I prefer a thermostat though because then I can set the temperature that I want. This thermostat here, you just hang it on the side, plug it in, and then the little sensor, you just stick that under your container, set your container on top of it, and then you can set the temperature that you want to keep that flat at. So usually I'll keep it at 72 to 75. But I like this because if I want to start cuttings, I may need a higher temperature, and I can raise that temperature and keep it where I want it, depending on what cuttings that I'm doing. So this is really neat. This was about, I think you can get this for about 20 bucks. Not too bad, and you can use these multiple years. And then one other thing, I'm going to get out of the camera range, but one other thing is these little timers. These are great because you can plug all this, well, you can plug your lights into the timer, and the timer you can give your plants whatever day length that you think they need or they want. Believe it or not, most of our plants will appreciate at least some nighttime. So I usually set this for warm season plants like tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, those things. I'll set it at about maybe 18 hours on and 6 hours off, just to give those plants a break. And it kind of helps them, I think, grow to have some of that nighttime temperature, because it's just mimicking nature that way. This is really cheap, $5, $6 easily. Something very cheap to get. But that's the cheap setup here that I grow plants with. Have grown plants in this system for years now. They grow great tomato transplants. We'll talk about, after we grow them, some other things you need to do to harden them off and all that in the next few videos. But today I just wanted to give you a rundown of a very cheap system that you can get your nice grow light system set up here. And I just went online and looked for about maybe $200 to $250. You can get this system put together. And you can easily spend $400 to $1,000 on a system that's already pre-made. So this is a lot better economically, and for those of us that want to save money so we can buy more plants, this is a great system. If you have any questions, you can call me at the Washington County Extension Office at 859-336-7741. Happy gardening.